defenders have been given. Like,
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Big up all of you lot who continuously support my content. And if you're new here, make sure you're turning on your notification bell, you're smashing the like button, and you're also subscribing. Now, again, the dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. Whether we sign anybody we speak of in this video, people, and let me know your thoughts on them, is neither here nor there. Let's assume that, you know, this is nothing more than just a positive conversation from us. As Arsenal fans would know, we've got a good squad. Well, we've got a good 11. We're developing a good squad. We're a couple, you know, pieces short of a potential puzzle, and we've been linked with a couple of players, people. So if you allow me to share my screen, we've been linked with Rensch. Forgive me for the mispronunciation. He's 20 years of age. He plays for Ajax, people. Apparently, he's in the sights of both Arsenal and Brighton. Now, if Brighton are interested in anyone at this moment in time, that alerts your conversation, people. This article has linked us with him and basically made, you know, bigged up his performances and how he's drawing admirers from all over Europe. Key part of the information, according to our information, the performances of the 20-year-old did not go unnoticed on the English side. Arsenal are following the player closely, as are Brighton, who also seem to be the most advanced on this issue. They're currently 9th in the Prem. That's obviously changed a bit with results over the weekend. Would like to close the file quickly. In La Liga, Sevilla is also studying the profile. Now, on the topic of Brighton, you've seen that apparently they're moving for James Milner on a potential free. David Ornstein spoke on that. They're getting João Pedro from Watford. Again, if we guys into it, Brighton are trying to get their players in early. They probably will see McAllister leave fairly early. Brighton have their head screwed on. They're doing quite well in the transfer market. Just because Arsenal are following him doesn't mean we're necessarily buying him. He could be someone where we're looking at his performances, someone that we're hell-bent on signing, someone that's in terms of just, you know, he's 20, just making sure files are updated and things like that. Now, when you browse over to Transfermarkt and just look at the information, he's 20 years of age. He can play left back and right back, although key bit, the bulk of his games, and he's been capped once, people, by his country. He's been capped once by the Netherlands. He's got 59 appearances in the Eredivisie, and for what it's worth, 7 goals and 4 assists. For his club Ajax in total, he's closing in on 100 appearances. He's got 88 in total, 7 goals and 5 assists. So there is a bit of a foundation. He's 20, fairly experienced. You know, Ajax always a big club in Holland fighting for titles. Scope to play multi-positions. Again, as you can see here, he's played 26 times at right back, and obviously 3 times as a centre-half and twice as a left-back. So there's obviously the ability to play in other roles, but whether he's able to competently perform in them roles is another thing. I ain't got an updated opinion on the guy, but he just seems, from what you can see of him, he just seems like a steady Eddie, fairly competent in his role, and obviously he's at the early stage of his career. So if he fits the criteria, bring him in. He's contracted until 2025. I don't know if Ajax have a year's option to take out in his contract, but within the next 12 months, really, now they kind of have to know what they're doing with him, and this is probably the summer to get the biggest transfer fee they potentially can. And it all assumes he wants to leave, because Ajax, 20-year-old, you're playing week in, week out, essentially. You got a good thing going for you playing in Europe. There's no rush to really leave, really. So we'll have to see how that one develops. Moving away from him, you know, we've been linked with a Croatian midfielder who plays for Rennes. We have previously been linked with Majer. Arsenal and Liverpool eye a move for 30 million rated Rennes midfielder, as you can see here. Apparently, he's indicated that he needs a new challenge. The 25-year-old played in every game as Croatia finished 3rd in, obviously, the recent World Cup that just went past this December, people. And apparently he's been deployed in a rotational role at his club this season. So I wonder why that is. Is he disillusioned? Has he not been the best option from a tactical front? Rennes have quite a couple of good players. Is it Doué, the young player? He can play as a 10. They need to bring him. We need to bring him to the carpet in a couple of years. Apparently, the 25-year-old has made 49 appearances for club and country, but he's not starting as many games as he would like. And the Mail Sport understands he's open to a new challenge. Apparently, Tottenham are regulars at Rennes. Obviously, Spencer's on loan there. Sources in France say Arsenal and Liverpool are taking a greater interest in his situation. Described here as an intelligent, technical player. He has vast experience, people, and played for Croatia at the World Cup. Apparently, he's highly valued by the national team gaffer. And we've all seen him play. He's very good technically. Obviously, he's got the hairband like Modric. Doesn't quite have the same ability as him. But yeah, it is what it is. left-footed, has a quick eye for a pass, as it says here, so it could make sense. We've previously been linked with him previously, so maybe there is admiration there, but this feels more like it's led by his current situation than clubs wanting him to buy him off the back of what he's done potentially this year. Go have been speaking about it as well, people. I mean, if you're not playing for Rensch, you might not play on a regular basis at Arsenal or Liverpool. You might, but who knows? And apparently he'll cost 30 million quid, people, given the time on his contract. So it all depends. But I think it's very easy to link all of the top six with central midfielders, because I think everybody, or the traditional top six, everybody will be looking for midfielders, various different demands and stuff. But you could make a case for Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, and them lot down the lane, people. We've also been linked with Marc Guehi of Crystal Palace, the 22-year-old centre-back, who at times, I don't know about now, but has at times been wearing the captain's armband, and obviously he's got a fairly amount of Premier League experience, and that's ever developing. He's been capped by his country. Probably going to have to pay a lot from Crystal Palace, but for what it's worth, people, Arsenal are reportedly interested in the Crystal Palace defender as one of their numerous defensive targets for the summer. Unless Palace get relegated, which I hope they don't, it's gonna cost a lot of money. Apparently, he's one of the names on Arsenal's radar as they eye a summer rebuild to ensure they can be competitive again next season after pushing Man City for the title this term, people. Obviously, he would be useful depth and a great option. You look at the options City have to play in defense with Stones, Akanji, Ake, Kyle Walker, Rico Lewis, and a bunch of others that, I've probably missed out. We could do with that, really. If you could have three top defenders in Gabriel, Saliba, and obviously Guehi or somebody else challenging, and then we could obviously meet the demands of the squad. Why not? I tell you what, we'd feel a lot more at ease with Saliba's absence, really and truly, if we signed the ex-Cobham lad, current Crystal Palace player. So yeah, we've been linked with him. Vieira has spoken about him before, people, and described him as a great leader. Again, skipping through, he said, I think Marc is growing as a player and as a person, and I was really impressed with his leadership in the squad since he arrived. That's the sort of mentality we're trying to install at the Emirates. In relation to Ryan Gravenberch, who's been linked with a whole host of European teams, whether Bayern Munich let him leave or whatnot is another thing. A meeting will take place soon to determine his future, people. A meeting will reportedly take place in May to determine the future of Bayern Munich midfielder Ryan Gravenberch, amid interest from Arsenal and others, people. As you know, he struggled for game time at Bayern Munich. There's probably a number of players with the 20-year-old. Bayern Munich are not going to let him go cheaply, and with a Euros concern, where the Dutch are concerned, I'm sure he wants to play. I'm sure they'll explore a loan, and if you want to buy him, you're going to have to pay a pretty penny, because there is a wealth of untapped potential. The main problem for Gravenberch remains Bayern. They want to keep Ryan. They are very clear and strong on his position. There'll be a meeting in May to discuss the situation, and then we'll know more on that. And he looked quite decent off the bench in Bayern Munich's last game, really. So we'll have to see. Surely a loan would be the best option, and a meeting will take place in May as the season begins to wind down, not just for him and at Bayern Munich, but for a wealth of players at all clubs if they don't know where they stand already. Once again, the main problem for the midfielder, says Fabrizio Romano, remains Bayern Munich. They want to keep Ryan. They're very clear and go on this position. There'll be a meeting in May to discuss the situation. Then we'll know more on that, people. We've previously been linked with Rafinha, and apparently, Barcelona would sell Rafinha if they received a special offer for him. Is he worth the special price? I think when you look at his numbers, he's doing all right at Barca, considering the teething issues. But you can obviously see the teething issues that were evident at Leeds, obviously going to be displayed at a bigger club. We've been linked with Moussa Diaby once again, as has Newcastle. According to Le 10 Sport, Newcastle United and Arsenal are keen on securing his services and will face competition for him from Paris Saint-Germain, people. So we'll have to see where the 23-year-old Bayern Leverkusen winger's future is concerned. Arsenal and Celtic lead the race to sign Micaiah James, allegedly a Colchester sensation who's 17 years of age and impressing in their youth ranks. He's a left back, and apparently he's done well with their 21. Celtic and Arsenal are keeping tabs, so bring him in. If he's got scope to go to the first team or be sold on for a profit and play at a healthy level, why not? That's the sort of things we need to start doing. Arsenal could shelve Rice and Caicedo deals to fund more transfers, including Mount, in huge overhaul with 6 stars going. Specifically, let's see what that exactly means, people. Rob Holding, Vieira, Kirill, Eddie, Nketiah, and Nelson struggled and asked to cover. Okay, don't think that's fair to all of them. Apparently, Tierney and Smith Rowe are unhappy with their lack of game time. Balogun could also leave. We all know Pepe, Lokonga, Tavares, Maitland-Niles, Cedric, and Marie, their futures. We don't know. We actually don't know with Nelson. We've heard there's discussions. Okay. And apparently we'll shelve plans to get Caicedo and Rice to look at Mount, Telemans, who could be a free agent, Fresnadar. So I think this article is just leveraging our interest in potential other targets and trying to make our money stretch. But quality over quantity, really. You know, Rice and Caicedo's probably better than a lot of the names, really. If you want Mount and Telemans, I think they're good players and can add something to the squad. Why not? We've been linked with Vlahovic again, people. Apparently, he's been his agent has offered the player to Arsenal, according to reports out of Italy. Take of that with a pinch of salt once again, although some fans might say, you know, it's warranted if we sign another striker who's a bit more physical than others, really. Arsenal target Gabby Vega is back to make the move to the Premier League by his former manager, Oscar Garcia. The more I watch this player, I like him a lot. I don't like to compare players, but there are some similarities with players from other generations, such as Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard, in terms of the type of midfielder that he is. I think he is capable of adapting and being successful in any league, including the Premier League. He's capable of adapting to many in-match scenarios and possesses qualities that you don't often see in the modern day, particularly amongst young players. He currently, at the time of making this vid, has 29 La Liga appearances, you know, at the age of 20 to his name, and has 9 goals and 4 assists. And apparently he's got new agents, so we'll have to see. Liverpool and Arsenal allegedly have submitted offers for Mason Mount. Again, he's locked in contract talks with Chelsea, and he has admirers, apologies, from both Manchester clubs as well as Bayern Munich. So we'll have to see. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Apparently, Arsenal scouts are expected to travel to Croatia soon in order to watch Dynamo Zagreb centre-back Josip Solato. Apparently, we've been following him for at least 6 months, and also Man United, Fulham, Wolfsburg, Leipzig and Fiorentina have also been looking at him. Dean Jones has spoken on Declan Rice and said, now you look at Rice, he's 24, he's at an age where his game starts to move on to another level now. It'd be interesting to see what the next chapter of his career does end up holding for someone who could be the ideal all-round midfield package. Take of that what you will. Let me know your opinions on anything we've discussed currently, people. Obviously, Mason Mount, Declan Rice, etc. Please smash the like button, people. Appreciative of you lot tuning in. So to kind of wind this video down, people, and wrap it up, Arsenal are open to offers for Granit Xhaka, Tini and Balogun. We're preparing an offer for Mason Mount. PSG are looking at Saka, although we heard he's close or has signed a new deal. We've been linked with Lens striker Luis Openda, who's doing quite well in Liga. We've joined the race for Gravenberch as discussed. Kante doesn't want to leave Chelsea. There were rumours we've offered him a 2-year contract. We're pushing to sign Zaha allegedly. We're interested in Barcelona target Victor Rohr, where there's reports saying that they've shelved that operation. Again, we don't know what's being said. Newcastle are confident on signing Tierney. Arsenal want to sign Declan Rice and Mason Mount. So it's more or less the same thing. We've sent scouts to watch Martin Zubimendi and Robin Lenoirhan. And we're also looking at Mazzari of Bayern Munich, who's a fullback. So again, everyone's going to get linked with everyone, people. Edu and Arteta have the work cut out to build this squad to our even higher heights and actually probably attempt to go one better next season, or at least win some silverware or keep developing as a squad. I think I speak for most Arsenal fans, where for me, we need to address and better the midfield. A right back and a right-sided centre-back wouldn't go amiss. Personally, I'm open to signing either another winger who can play on the right-hand side or more physical striker. So let me know your thoughts on what you think Arsenal need, anything we've discussed. Smash the like button. Most importantly, stay blessed, stay safe, and I'll see you lot again soon.
Always just that active red light, defending.
I think it's like